Hey guys, welcome back and thanks for joining me on this incredibly quiet and kind of eerie Saturday because of COVID-19. It's a little bit weird out there, I have to admit. It's kind of like watching the movie I Am Legend with Will Smith. It just feels rather odd outside. So anyway, I was looking for a watch to review. I was bored out of my mind. I wanted to review something I've never reviewed before, and I think I found the perfect watch. I love the look of this watch. Not normally my style because it's a dress watch. But I think it's really cool. It has some neat functions, and I think you guys are going to like it. So anyway, today we're going to review the Seiko Alarm Perpetual Chronograph. This is model number SPC131. And as usual, we're going to look at the style, the build quality, the functions, the wearability, and there's no loom, by the way. And I'll let you know what I think of this Perpetual calendar from Seiko. Also, make sure you check out my Amazon shopping channel if you like this or any of the other watches I've reviewed on my channel. I do get a small commission, very small, if you buy from my Amazon store, so I definitely appreciate it. So here you go, Seiko watch box. Let's open this thing up. And I'd love to know y'all's thoughts on what it's like going out, man. It's just really weird. Really weird outside. And getting watches is not as big of a problem as I thought it would be. But there are some supply chain issues from China, and a lot of the watch manufacturers get some of their components from China, actually quite a few of their components from China. So I'm still able to get stuff, just not a lot of the cool stuff from shopping in Japan and some other places. So anyway, I'm trying to give you all some good content. So I hope you like this. So open this thing up. And as you guys know, I like dive watches, but for some reason, this really kind of spoke to me, man. It's really cool. So let's go ahead and open this thing up. Take it off the pillow. And I'll go ahead and put up the specs on the left-hand side of the screen. Put this down right there. You have a huge manual. Gosh, look at all the different languages it's written in. The thing is massive. Huge manual. Let's get all that stuff out of the way. Let's talk about this watch, man. And this comes also in a couple different colorways too. It's got like a black dial. I think it also comes on a stainless steel bracelet. This would be perfect for a NATO strap, a nice NATO strap. As y'all know, I don't like leather straps. But anyway, you're looking at a 44 millimeter stainless steel case. It's 11 millimeters thick. It's 51.5 millimeters lug to lug. It's on a 22 millimeter leather strap. Of course, it does have a Hardlex crystal. It's only water resistant to 100 meters, which is 330 feet. I mean, it's a dress watch. You got the 7T86 movement. You got about a 5-year power reserve on that battery. More likely, probably about 3. If you mess with a lot of the functions, you're looking at about probably 3 years. You do have a screw down case back. You have a crown over here at 3 o'clock. It's not screwed down, nor is it signed. You got a date function, you got a day function, you got a month function, you got a leap year function, you got all sorts of crazy functions. Of course, it's not windable, it's not a manual or an automatic, it's just a quartz watch. It is hackable. You don't have any loom on this thing, which is really disappointing. I'm not quite sure why they didn't put any loom on it. But anyway, and you also just have a regular kind of fixed bezel. It really doesn't, obviously doesn't turn. It's not a dive watch, so it's just a fixed, really highly polished bezel. So guys, I love the look of this thing. Great looking watch, man. If you notice the blued hands right there, all of the hands are blued, which is really nice. You have little red accents for the chronometer right there. I'm sorry, not the chronometer, the chronograph function right there in red. And then the little tip of the chronograph hand is also red. And I'll explain what all this stuff does. Now, I'm not going to go into a super detailed review of how to set this thing up because honestly, guys, it's a little bit of a pain, but what I will do, I'm gonna show you the basic functions. I'm gonna tell you kind of, what I think of the looks of the watch, the aesthetic of the watch, the design, but I'll make sure to put a link to the manual for this thing. It's not that big of a deal, but it is gonna take you a few minutes to get used to this watch. You're definitely gonna wanna read this manual. Again, take 20 minutes, read the manual, familiarize yourself with the watch, and you'll enjoy it much more. I mean, there's one thing on here about the alarm that really kind of baffled me, and I was trying to figure out how to fix it. And I finally did, obviously, by reading the manual. So make sure you check the manual out for this thing. And again, I'll put a link so you can just, pull up a PDF version. I'll put a link in the description field so you can check that out. And it's really helpful. All right, so you've got the basic functions. Let me go ahead and press B. So right now I'm going to be in chronograph mode. And basically, this is just your stopwatch mode. So I'll wait till the 6 o'clock subdial. There we go. Now it's set to go in chronograph mode. So you just press the top button here, top pusher. It's going to start counting down. Now every time the chronograph second hand makes one revolution, the chronograph subdial is going to click over to 1. I'm not going to do that because it's going to take forever. Anyway, you go to reset it, or what you could do, there's your stop start, or you can do a lap time. Click it here, it'll stop. And then when you press it again, it'll jump ahead to whatever the current countdown is. There you go. That's your lap time. And then press it again, stop, and then reset. So now that is in chronograph mode. Okay, that's all this mode does is just your chronograph. If you want to show the day, the month, all that other stuff, you go to time mode. So now what it's going to show you, it's going to show you the day of the week, which is a little bit hard to see. All right, see, it's the day of the week right there, which is Saturday. It's going to show you the date, which is the 28th. And if I press this A pusher, and I'll explain the alarm here in a second. If I press the A pusher, it'll point to the month, which is March. Now you're using the back part of the chronograph second hand to display the month. You push it again, it's going to show your leap year right there. We are currently in a leap year, so it's going to show leap year. If we were in like 1 plus or 2 plus or 3 plus, it would show that. So we're 2020 is a leap year. Press now. Obviously, there you go. Now, if you just leave it alone, it'll go back to the current date. Let's do it again. We're going to show you the month, leap year. Press it again, or just leave it, and it'll go back to your date for you. So that's pretty cool. Now, you're wondering, what is this alarm? You don't know because the alarm hasn't been set. And this is what was messing me up a lot, okay? So you pull it out right there. Now I can set the alarm by pressing the bottom B button. So I'm just going to press it, set it for 6 o'clock. If you press and hold, it moves quicker. So now, let's go over here to 6. All right, coming up on 6 o'clock again. So now let's go a little bit further. All right, and there is 6 o'clock. So now the alarm is set. So what I do is I just push the crown in, the alarm is set. Now it's going to go back to displaying your regular time. There's chronograph mode. Let's go back, let's press it again. All right. All right, guys, so right now the alarm is set, and it's showing the alarm time as 6 o'clock. If I was to pull this crown out again, that's actually canceling the current alarm. I'll pull it out. Let me show you what it's going to do. It's now showing me the current time in the subdial. So now I've basically canceled that alarm. Push it back in. I go to chronograph or go to time. And instead of showing what the alarm time was, it's just showing what the current time is in the 24-hour dial. So you got to be careful. So you pull it out, you set it, then you push it back in, you leave it alone. If you pull it out again, you've just canceled the alarm. So let's set it again for 6 o'clock, just because that's the easiest time to see right now. Push it back in, boom, the alarm is set. I don't want to touch it, I don't want to mess with it, and I definitely don't want to pull that crown out. If I press the bottom B button, that will show me chronograph mode again. Then if I press it again, it's going to show me the alarm time. So it'll show the alarm time. And again, if I want to cancel that alarm, I just pull the crown out, pop it back in, and that cancels the alarm. And from that point forward, it will just show you the 24-hour time. So it's going to show you regular time on the hour and minute hands, and then it's going to show you the 24-hour time on the 6 o'clock subdial. So remember, pull it out once, set it, push the crown back in. Don't pull the crown out again. Just push it back in, and then show your there's your chronograph mode, and then show your time and date and all that other stuff. What else did I want to show you about this watch, guys? Oh, let's go ahead and talk about the design. Extremely legible dial. I love this dial. I love that tiny, tiny Seiko applied logo. Let's see if I can get it to shine a little bit. Super nice. There you go, a little bit of shine there. Kind of hard to get it. Anyway, really nice, tiny Seiko applied logo. The workmanship on this watch is fantastic. You can see those little silver bezels around the 6 o'clock and the 9 o'clock subdial. Again, I love the bluing of the hands. Get that little red chronograph font accent right there. The little red accent, again, like I said earlier, on the back of the chronograph hand. I mean, look at the dial. It almost looks ceramic. It is very, very well done. Yeah, everything is tiny so far as the month and the day of the month, like, you know, March. All of that font is really small, but fantastic looking watch. Mostly polished everywhere. You got some brushing on the side. Let me show you the case back. Real simple case back. Shows you the serial number of the watch. What else here? Water resist, 10 bar, which is 100 meters. Movement Japan. There's your movement number, 7T86. Stainless steel. Again, not a big fan of leather straps, of any type of leather strap. So I would definitely put this on a NATO, and I think y'all would probably agree. Good looking watch, man. And again, I was just looking for something I've never reviewed before. I've never reviewed a Seiko with this particular movement in it. Again, it comes in multiple different variations. Again, black dial. It also comes on a stainless steel bracelet. So go out there and get one of these things, man. I think it's a really, really cool looking watch. Now, I would try it on, but it's a little too small for me to try on. So that's why I would definitely have to, you know, slap this on a NATO. Only other really gripe I have about the watch, besides the font being real small, I wish they had maybe knurled these pushers just a little bit. Let me get this thing in focus for you. There we go. I wish they maybe put a little bit of knurling on these pushers. That would have been nice. Pusher's a little bit slick. I always like knurling on pushers. The crown does have a good amount of knurling, which is nice. But so far as, you know, from a design point of view, that's the only thing I would change about this watch, man. I mean, just, you know, put some knurling on those pushers. But everything else is pretty cool. It's a neat little watch. I like the fact that when you're in time mode, you can see, you know, what the actual date is. You press A, it's going to show you your month. That chronograph hand is going to swing around and show you March. Nobody cares about the leap year, really. But because this is a perpetual calendar, I think you're good until like the year 2100 or something. It's going to automatically adjust that date for you, so you'll never have to go in there and adjust the month, year, or date. It's going to do that for you. You might have to adjust the time once in a while. Quartz watches are accurate to about plus or minus 30 seconds a month. So maybe a second a day is about the average for a Quartz watch, you know, compared to an automatic, which could be, you know, plus or minus 30 seconds a day. So Quartz is obviously much more accurate. So you might have to adjust the time once in a while, but the month, year, and date and all that other good stuff, you're good to go for, gosh, you know, almost, 80 years. So let me know what you think of this thing. If you want to head on over to Amazon and pick one up, they're currently $124. And again, I'll make sure to put that link on Amazon for you so you can pick one up. Again, a couple other colorways as well. And I'll make sure to put that PDF of the manual of the 7T86 manual in the description field as well, because you're definitely going to want to read that. Good looking watch, man. Really nice craftsmanship for a $125 watch. I was not expecting this level of detail and craftsmanship for a $125 watch. It's like it's made in a different factory or something. Like it's made in the Presage factory or something. I'm not quite sure, but very well done. I love that dial. I love the font. I love kind of like the old-timey railroad kind of look to it. Neat looking watch, man. Oh, guys, I forgot to demonstrate the alarm. Hold on just one second. It's kind of pathetic, I have to admit. I mean, it's great if you're awake, but this is not going to wake you up. But anyway, there's the alarm. There you go. Anyway, I wanted to make sure I did that for you. And as always, guys, make sure you like and subscribe, and make sure you click that notification bell. All of us YouTubers really appreciate it when you do that. Stay safe, be smart, wash your hands a lot, don't touch your face. 6 feet, Maverick's going around yelling 6 feet, 6 feet to everybody he sees out in public, and it's embarrassing as hell, but it's kind of funny too. Stay safe. Obviously, we all know that the older population is more vulnerable to this, but, I've seen reports of younger people getting sick too and dying. So guys, really, really be safe out there. Protect yourself, protect your family, protect your friends. And this too shall pass. It's going to take a little bit longer, it looks like, but we'll get through this, man. Thanks for watching. I definitely appreciate it, and I'll see you on the next review. Take care. Bye-bye.